Good
Christ.
morning, church. God is good
All the
and
time.
all the time.
God is good.
Blessed to be stressed. Blessed to be stressed. Can we say that together?
Blessed to be stressed.
See, church, 99% of your life are blessings. Only 1% of your life are problems. In the eyes of faith, that 1% are your biggest blessings. Let it shatter your mind right now. Your biggest blessings are your problems. Woo! You know, when I was talking to my nephew in the Philippines, so the first question that I always ask is, how are you? He said, Uncle, I'm blessed to be stressed. Huh? What do you mean? He has found a work, and he just graduated, and because he's the newbie, everybody piles on him their projects. But he said, Uncle, but I am so blessed. First of all, I have a job. And that job comes with benefits, especially a health insurance. And, I only come to the office twice a week. That means I save lots of money, because of, transportation and stuff like that. And I don't need to buy food and stuff. So I am blessed to be stressed. Look at the cross. That was just 1%, brothers and sisters, of what has happened in the 33 years of Jesus living here on earth. But yet, that was our greatest blessing. You will notice in your life that you don't see the 99%. And that is so true, am I right? You always see and magnify your greatest problems. Just like Filipinos and Italians. How are you? I'm dying! Or I'm already dead! We magnify that. But yet, your life is full of blessings. And that 1% of problems that you have are your greatest blessings. Church, if you look back into your life, those stressors, those diseases, those aches, those sorrows, those lamentations, and even sleepless nights were the greatest times in which God was so present. So present. I had kidney stones before. And 2 times. First time was here at St. Walter's. And I did not want to wake up my pastor. So when I called 911, it was such a pain coming down the stairs. And when I was out of the entrance over there, I was lying on the floor. Excruciating pain. But yet, as I look back to it, I felt so blessed. Why? First of all, there's a 911 service. Do you know most countries don't have that? They came within 2 minutes. They were so, those first responders were so good to me. They said, oh, do you work here? They gave me several shots, and still it was not working. But there were shots that were given me. I can go on and on and on of the blessings. And when I cried out to God, even though when I was in that pain and I felt alone, in reality, never was I alone. Church, today, can we thank God for that 1%? Even though it might bring us to tears. But those tears are blessings. Your greatest blessings.